Yes, absolutely. Yes, you can do it. And it's so important that we open up our belief systems and we understand that, yes, we can. Because it's our belief systems that stop us from moving into our destiny. We have all these false beliefs in the mind that have created a prison around our realities. And if we don't know how to do something, then we'll often tell ourselves that we can't do it. Or if we fear what it means to do the thing that we really want to do. So perhaps there is something that we know that we want to do, but inside we are in fear. We are fearing that it's going to be hard. We are fearing that it's going to be painful to get to that point. So we come up with all these reasons why we cannot do it, but you absolutely can. In fact, not only can you do it, but when you start to remember that you are not doing this alone, Mother, Father God, Source, creation, the universe, our higher selves, we meticulously planned out these lives, and a higher divine timeline awaits for each and every one of us as we reconnect back to our true selves, back to Source, and remember that we are not doing this alone. It is the human part of us. So there is a human part of us and there is a spiritual part of us. And the human part of us, which is animated by the spirit, the truth is we are spirit, number one, but we do incarnate and we have created these physical realities and we love our creations. God Source consciousness loves all of its creations, has reverence for all of its creations. So it does matter. It is meaningful. This human side of us, even though it's not the true self, it matters. It is meaningful. It's what gives us the ability to experience pleasure in a physical reality. Albeit I know many people are not experiencing pleasure because we're in an inverted reality, which has cut us off from truth, from Source. But if we start to understand that the human side of us, the human aspect, that is the part of us that needs to take the action, that needs to take the steps. And it is the soul, it is Mother, Father, God, Source consciousness, which will wake us up to those steps, which will guide us, which will support us, which will meet us halfway. In fact, it meets us more than halfway. I once heard someone say, you go 50% of the way and Mother, Father, God will meet you 51% of the way. And that is true because Mother, Father, God, Source, this is an intelligence which is way beyond that, which the brain can comprehend and has been programmed to comprehend. When you start to reconnect back to Source, back to truth, well, you start to see the synchronicities, you start to see the intelligence, the magic of the universe. But just look around you, just look at everything that is in existence that comes from this intelligent life force energy. So we start to remember and wake up to the fact that it is the job of the human part of us to take those steps. And then it is the job of the higher self, God Source consciousness, the higher self, which is always connected into the Godhead, to then rearrange our realities to give us what we need. So it gives us the opportunities, it gives us the people, the events, the situations that are the springboards, that are the breadcrumbs that are leading us step by step towards our destiny. Now, if an opportunity comes along and we do not take it, well, God Source consciousness can't do anything about that. That is for us to take the actions. God Source consciousness, our higher selves, can only help us if we get out of our own way and we take those steps. So the reason why I wanted to make this video is because the last few days, last few weeks, I've just heard so many people say, I'm miserable in this situation, but I can't do anything about it. And that is not true. And I totally understand why so many people feel like that, because we have been programmed to be slaves and we have enslaved ourselves in this system where we have big mortgages to pay, cars to pay for, where our outgoings are so high that people feel like they cannot give up the job that pays this amount of money, etc., etc. Feels like they just have to do it. I've had people say to me, oh, it's only 7 years until I retire, or 10 years until I retire, and they're just wishing their life away and just waiting for that point. Well, what a waste of life. But I do understand why people feel like it's part of the programming of the false matrix. It's part of what I work with my clients to unplug from the false matrix and plug back into the organic matrix, because you absolutely can. Because inside each and every one of us is that seed atom, God, source, conscious, that intelligent energy is inside all of us, just waiting to be activated, and in it is the keys, is the coordinates to our destiny. And our destiny is filled with joy, it's filled with passion, it's filled with excitement, adventure. It might not always be easy, there's still going to be challenges on our destined path, but it is going to be joyful. It is going to be what we came here to do. We all have a destiny. And right now, most people's lives are the fated lives, are the lives of the false self, the programmed self. And that programmed self has been programmed by beings and entities that do not have humans' best interests at heart. They need to program us in a certain way so that we do believe we've got no choice. There's nothing we can do. We just have to continue to be a slave until they finally let us retire, and then we drop down dead. And that is not true. So I wanted to make this message say you absolutely can. It's just a case of saying, yes, I choose me. I choose to go on that journey of reconnection back to the self. You know, what else are you going to do? Sit and watch TV night after night after night, getting more and more miserable, the life force energy being snuffed out of us? No, thank you. We just have to say, yes, we know that there is a way, and we don't have to know the way. In fact, often when we say that, we already know the guidance that we are being given. We might be being given guidance to leave a relationship. We might be given guidance to leave a job. So we already know what God source consciousness, our higher self, is asking us to do. It's the fears of the mind. So we have to go on that healing journey to work through those fears, work through the corruption that's in the body that makes you think you cannot, that makes you think you cannot live a life of joy, a life of fulfillment, a life of meaning. Every single person here has that within us. So step one, just open up the belief system. If you have a closed mind and you say no just because you fear it, or it's more the fear of fear, the fear that it's going to be painful, then you will stay in that reality. There's nothing you can do. You have locked yourself in to a reality. Whereas if you just say yes, I can have a life of pleasure. Yes, I can move on to my destined path. I don't know how to do it, but I am open to it. I am open to my higher self, to God's source consciousness, to the universe, to my guides, showing me, bringing in those clues, those keys, those coordinates, and I am committed to following those. And then we have to move into courage. We have to use courage and know that, and actually as we reconnect back to source, when we do take that journey, we move to a point where, okay, we still need to use courage. Courage is the one of the qualities it takes onto our path. But actually it comes to a point where it's not even that you even feel that courageous anymore, because you move into such deep trust, because you're starting to see how God's source consciousness is rearranging the fabric of reality for you in alignment with your intentions, because you are taking those steps one by one by one. So yes, you absolutely can just open up to that and then just see how everything changes.